We are still on radioactive decay as one of the applications of differential equation. Again, the applications or the point of differential equation is actually on the derivation of a certain formula as a mathematical model for radioactive decay. We had a video discussing that. This time, we're going to proceed with its application on carbon dating using the formula that we were able to identify. This time, a fossilized bone is found to contain 0.1% of its original amount of C14. The half-life of carbon, or C14, is actually 5,730 years. We are asked to determine the age of the fossil. That would mean we're going to determine a certain T, okay, amount of T, which would stand for the number of years or the age of the fossil pertaining to the given situation. So this is still on carbon dating because you have found out here that that bone is found to contain only 0.1% of the original amount of the carbon. That means it disintegrated, or it was it reaches that specific amount of from your initial amount there. So basically here we're going to use the formula A, or the total amount for a certain situation, is just equal to your initial amount times e to the power of kt, where t is the number of years. In this case, for our first situation, since we are given with the half-life of the carbon, that would be our T, and K is a constant of proportionality intended for this item. So we are given here with, how would we write this one here? Of course, if we're going to talk about the initial amount, we don't know the initial amount, so let's stay it as it is at T is equal to 0, because the initial amount is itself when T is equal to 0. But when T reaches 5,730 years, okay, we are expected that the amount for T sub 1 is just half of your initial amount, because that's what we mean by half-life. At this amount of years, again, it's on years, the original amount would be of the carbon that can be found in that is halved, okay, or meaning it loses half of it, so that's 0.5. We are asked about the years, or the number of years for this, when it reaches a situation where only 0.1% remains. Okay, so 0.1 remains is actually 0.001, right? 0.1, okay, percent. So that's actually 0.001 of the original amount is what remains, and we're going to identify the number of years it took for that to happen, which would correspond to the number of years or the age of the intended fossil. For a certain table, you can actually structure in this manner: T for number of years. Let me write it here. T for number of years, and you have here the amount. So for initial times 0, it's still the original amount, to which we don't know. Then later on, after 5,730 years, only half of it remains. Yes, again, half-life. And then we are asked to determine the number of years or the age of the fossil, where in fact at the present what remains of its original amount is actually 0.1% or 0.01 of our original amount. So for this, we can use the formula that we have drawn, or the model for radioactive decay, because this is still decay, that we were able to determine after the application of separation of variables in the process of determining that. Now, we're going to solve first our k, or e to the power of k, because that is true for this first situation and also true for this second and all the situations on this given problem. So for that, initially, or let's say, how do we write this one here? At t is equal to 5,730 years. We have the situation, or our formula being a sub 0 e to the power of kt. A at this amount of time is actually half already of the original amount. So you have here 0.5 of a sub 0, which will still be equivalent to a sub 0 e to the power of k times 5,730 years. So at this amount of time, only half of the original amount remains. Now for this, we can solve for k. But allow me to solve for e to the power of k rather than k. Of course, you can do this as well, but I would like to use this one because as soon as I will solve for e to the power of k, I can just simply substitute that in the same formula. Rather than solving for k Yes, you can solve that, but when you return to the formula, you'll still be subjected that as an exponent of e. Okay? Nevertheless, again, there's no problem as to that. For we can solve for k here. But allow me to use for solve for e to the power of k because it's simpler for me. Let's multiply both sides with 1 over a to the power of a sub 0. So this will be cancelled as well as that. I have here 0.5 is equal to e to the power of k 5,730 or 5,730k. Okay, so let's write it in that manner because we are multiplying exponents now. 5,730k. Of course, let me show this here. If you would really like to solve for k instead of e to the power of k, what you can do here is to take the natural logarithm of both sides. Okay, you'll have here e to the power of 5,730k. And with that, you can use the laws of logarithms here. Natural logarithm of 0.5 is 5,730k times the natural logarithm of e, which basically equal to 1. So your k is just actually the natural logarithm of 0.5 over 5,730. So whatever will be the result for that, you're going to plug that in as an exponent here. As mentioned, there may be some problems as in the process of getting the answer because you're trying to come up with probably an approximated answer for this. So by solving for our, what do you call this one? By solving e to the power of k, it's easier for me to manipulate such. We have 0.5 is equal to e to the power of k times 5,730. Because what I can do here is take the 5,730th root, okay, root of both sides. You have a 0.5 would be equal to e to the power of k as I take the 5,730th root of both sides, okay? Or since it is complicated enough, let me write it at 0.5 raised to the power of 1 over 5,730. That's my e to the power of k. I'm not going to take the value for this instead of that one because I can simply automatically substitute that in my given situation as a whole rather than just by an exponent. So what we'll have here is the problem is actually at our final amount being 0.001 a sub 0. We are asked about the age of that bone. So you have here a. I might be using other page, so please bear with me. So a is equal to a sub 0 e to the power of kt. So at this time, it's 0.001 a sub 0 is a sub 0. Our e to the power of k is 0.5 raised to the power of 1 over 5,730 and then t. Because this is my e to the power of k. Okay? So imagine if this is what you're going to plug in here, being e to the power of that. It's a little bit complicated enough. So again, I'm using e to the power of k. So with that, I can multiply both sides again by 1 over a sub 0. 1 over a sub 0. I could cancel this and this as well here. So I am left with 0.001 is equal to 0.5 raised to the power of 1 over 1, sorry, my bad, 5,730 t. Allow me to copy this and add another page because this part is not enough. I'm solving for t, the age of the fossilized bone. Allow me to erase some additional scribbles and add here again 1. So what I can do here is solve for t. This time, I'm going to use the method I used in solving for k, which we skipped earlier. Meaning, I'm going to take the natural logarithm of both sides. 0.001 is equal to natural logarithm of 0.5. And you have here t over 5,730 as I am multiplied all exponents. The reason for me doing this is that the rules of logarithm is possible here. Natural logarithm of 0.001 is equal to t over 5,730 times the natural logarithm of 0.5. Okay? With that, now I can multiply both sides by 5,730. You have here times natural logarithm of 0.0001 is equal to t times natural logarithm of 0.5. So basically, in the end, our t is just equivalent to 5,730 times the natural logarithm of 0.001 all over, you will have a natural logarithm of 0.5. This is what we are going to subject in our calculators, and if you're using one there, you can of course slowly and carefully input it in your calculators. And what we can do here is an approximation for the years of age. Let's just have it in years, okay? So round it off into years. So this is approximately 57,103 years. This is the age of the fossilized bone, having the same consideration that after it is found to have 0.1% of the original amount of C14, where C14 is 5,730 years in its half-life. So this is how we solve this problem. You might not be seeing here some notations for differential equation, but that was used in deriving the formula. But some concepts here, specifically for natural logarithms, were also used to identify the age of our bone, okay, or the fossilized bone in this given problem. Thank you very much for watching.